Well, hello. They can kiss my ass. That's what I got in a comment today. I've got a couple comments on a video I just did from the same person. I didn't realize it was the same person until I started looking at. They come in two different areas, but here we go. I'm going to read this comment to you today, and then I'm going to talk to you about why your acceptance rate does not matter again. All right, let's get this one nailed down, and I'm going to read to you this gentleman's name's Jason. Jason Rumble 0000. I think he's commented to me before on the video. So let me read these comments, a couple of them here, and then we're going to discuss why your acceptance rate doesn't matter. All right. Let me go. Here we go. Now, understand this. Also, I try to explain this. When I'm reading comments here, sometimes when people type in their comments, they don't do it in sentence form. So it gets kind of broken up. So I have to kind of make sense of it as I read it. So here we go. Bear with me. I have triple the points needed for Diamond, but will never be a slave for Uber ever again. They can kiss my ass. I took so much BS for Uber, made no money to gain platinum 2 times, 85% acceptance rate, never ever again. All right. Now let's go up to other Jason's other comment on the same video. Let's see here, Jason. As Uber said, Uber said, you are closer to platinum. I was a platinum driver for Uber 2 times in 3 weeks and lost platinum both times again in 1 hour. It will never be platinum again, ever. I'll stay gold and be there forever. All right. Don't worry about your acceptance rate. Don't chase that platinum, diamond, and all that BS. It's not profitable. All right. Because Uber will run you slap into the ground trying to maintain that acceptance rate. All right. It does not really matter. Gold now, the way they have it figured, is very easy to maintain. All right. You don't have to do a whole lot to be a gold. Just go out and do it. All right. Acceptance rates don't matter though. It's a ploy. In the beginning, when I started doing Uber, I chased that platinum, I chased that gold, I chased that diamond. Each one I was knocking them off as I was progressing through them, and I was that was the game I was kind of playing. All right, let's see how far in Uber I can get. I went all the way up. During that time, I ragged out that little Land Rover I had. I come to a lot of realizations during that period of time when I first started in the first couple of years with Uber of what is really happening out here. All right. The acceptance rate did not matter. Once I stopped paying attention to it and started paying attention to only the runs that I wanted to accept, where I wanted to go and when I wanted to accept them with the clientele that I wanted to carry. Last one's important there, okay? Once I realized all that, I started making more money, and I wasn't caring and I wasn't paying attention. My acceptance rate normally is down in the teens. All right, I pick and choose what runs I want with the clientele. I'll say that word again, with the clientele that I want to carry, because I've told you in videos before, I work for tips. All right, that's my focus. If you can focus on the end game, it'll make the first part of the game very easy. Okay, you just start doing runs for the hotels or restaurants that you want to go to, picking up the clientele that you want to pick up, because you know that you can work them for the tips. All right, because the tips are the important thing out here. It's not so much, and I've expressed this in videos before, it's not the money that you're making so much with Uber. It's what you can add on to that, the extras. And if you're interested in the extra kind of stuff, I have a real extra thing that I do that I don't talk about on here. You can find out in the membership area. All right, that's only videos I only do on that little thing that I do. Only in the membership area will you learn that. All right, so if you like, join the membership and get access to some videos that are not on here. It's hush shh kind of stuff. All right, so that's there. But look, the acceptance rate is a game. It's a ploy. It's It's a thing that Uber does to try. It's like the little dog and bone. You try to get the dog to do what you want it to do. You kind of lead it along. That's exactly what they're doing here. That's all that, and it's on everything. Anything you'll see Uber ever offer as an incentive, you always have that acceptance rate tagged into it. That's because they want you to stay busy. They want you to keep accepting runs. They want you to take the little bullshit runs that they don't, that other drivers are passing up, that's falling down to you. And because you feel like you need to keep that acceptance rate up, oh, I'll do that one because I don't want my acceptance rate to hurt. That's the game that they play with you. All right? And if you fall for that kind of trap, it's going to cost you money in the end. You're going to rag out your vehicles if you're doing your personal vehicle. You're going to run them to death, and you're not going to make a whole lot more money. All right? Chasing those aren't the money. The real money is paying attention to where you're at and paying attention to what's coming out of there and only doing what's coming out of there. Focus, 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 focus. Maybe I should put that in the title for this video. Focus, focus, focus. But really, a guy says Uber can kiss his ass. That's the bottom line for this video. He's never going to chase the acceptance rate again. And that's the way I feel. All right. I'm only going to do and accept the runs that I want to accept because Uber says, hey, there's enough money on here to entice me to go do that. You know, a lot of times during the daytime, morning times, I come out and do the morning runs because there's extra on there. There's a little bit of surge money sometimes in the morning times when you get out. You can get out and you can bankroll a little bit of money early. You can meet those people that are moving and going from hotels to a conference or stuff like that. Get out and work that morning. Middle of the day, I try to do my videos, answer comments, do things like that. The afternoons, again, it picks up because people again are getting out of the conferences, going back to their hotels. They're going to the beach. They're ready to go out to dinner in the evening. That's your money time. The morning kind of bankroll should get you started. The evening time, you go out and you that's when you go out and you can make some money if you're paying attention and only doing the run. And don't like right now, in the evening time at 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock, if Uber was to offer me a run for $80 to take someone 150 miles, 200 miles away from here, you think I'm going to accept it? No. I'm going to sit right where I'm at, and I'm going to make $180 doing my dinner crowd. I'm going to work them. I'm going to work them to the hilt. So I'm not going to let Uber take me away from an area I already know, and I already know that I can make money in. All right? So don't let Uber try to get you to accept all those little rinky-dink runs that you go, ooh, they're going to pay me that much money? I've only been making $10 and $15 or at most this morning per run. They're going to give me $80. They're going to take you away and put you out somewhere else. Now you got to figure out how to get your butt back. Don't play those games. They're not worth it. I've done it. They're not worth it. All right. This is only Daddy-O advice here. Now, if you've gotten anything good out of these videos or the channel or anything, subscribe. We're trying to get this thing to 3,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. I never thought, if you've gone back and watched any of my old videos, I thought maybe 50, 60 subscribers. I was going to have some fun doing YouTube. And here we go. Let's go do this thing. It's turned into something way out of control for me right now. I mean, well, it's mushroomed into more things off of this. All right. And I appreciate that. So you subscribers, thank you guys. I appreciate you. And be a member. If you're a subscriber and you come back regular, you may want to join the membership thing and, learn something else that you can do that you may want to think about, really. All right. Anyway, I'm going to let you go with that. This has not been that long of a video today, but I just had to express this to the acceptance rate because of the comments I'm getting off of one video that was about a different subject. And all of a sudden I'm getting these comments from people saying, hey, but my acceptance rate, and then I got more than that. There was a lot of comments off that one video. So if you haven't seen that one, it was the video just before this. I think that one's at 1,800 views right now in 24 hours, 26 hours. So anyway, you guys have a good afternoon, good evening. Daddy-O's out for right now. See you later. Bye.